Alright, you guys, it is the Cursed Prophet, aka the Appalachian Ghetto. Wait, I don't even remember the name because I don't like it. Um, the Ghetto Appalachian Prophet. You guys tell me if you remember what I said. Anywho, because yeah. I've been really wanting to do a reading, but like ain't shit been going on that like I'm really like into. Like there's a couple of like old Hollywood stars and like old true crimes that I want to do, but I'm waiting for the spirits to come and like give me the okay. Um, I know we've been having all these shootings, the rappers died, but I don't listen to none of these rappers. I don't know them. I really don't care because I know most of it's ritual, even down to all these mass shootings. I know it's ritual. All I gotta do is look at the numbers. I mean, that's the one of the things I like about being a psychic. Like a lot of the stuff, a lot of the research that you guys have to do if you're interested in something and really want to know what's going on, I don't have to do. And a lot of us in this line of work don't have to. You know, we give it a good skim. Okay, I get it. I see what's going on. And then the industry and the establishment always put their mark on everything and stamps it to let you know, yeah, it was us. So I think I'm gonna do Tupac. My cards have been sitting in my travel bag, this deck. I still ain't really learned how to read this deck because this deck actually is pretty cool because it's a natal chart deck and it's a astrology deck actually, because if you look at the bottom of the card, I can never forget what planet this one is. Anyway, but this will be Mars and whatever energies. Let me try another one. Damn. So this one would be Mars and Aries, impulsiveness. So like, excuse me, these cards are actually pretty deep. Even the regular tarot cards are too, because there's astrology connected to them. There's like outlines that other people have written out. People who are in this line of work have written out for certain card decks, and it's so much more into it. But this deck could be a badass read. But I just read them like regular cards, like I do any other cards. So let's just do a quick review. Let's see if I can pick up on anything of Tupac. Maybe I can get some more fucking viewers now actually listen to me for once. Alright, so Tupac Shakur. Don't remember your birthday, I believe. But isn't that funny? Because I think him and Biggie were both Geminis. And I was like, why nobody ever peeped that? I feel like nobody ever talks about it. If I'm right, but I believe they're both Geminis. I was like, why nobody ever talk about the fact that they're both Geminis? Or was Biggie a Virgo? No, I think he's a Gemini. Anyway, Tupac Shakur. So let's do Tupac. Let's see if we can figure out if let's see if he's still alive. So we're just gonna throw the question. Tupac Shakur, are you still alive? Who murdered you? Was it a government hit or was it just a regular person like they're saying or they're thinking? Because I swear, remember when they used to have all those movies on Tupac? Like I think they used to come on like the BET. It was kind of like because they had the Jackson 5 movie. They used to always play like What's Love Got to Do with It. You guys remember on like various channels, like on the weekends, and they would like play them out. Like The Color Purple used to come on. I think at one time on BET, The Color Purple was just like on a reel, just going like all day, every day. They just kept playing it because I think The Color Purple is like 4 hours anyway. But so it might not have been playing all day, but since it's a long ass movie, it was playing all day, but not in the sense of what I'm thinking where like it was on replay. But you guys remember that? I remember there was 2 different Jackson 5 movies. They would always play the same 2. They would always play, like I said, either like a documentary about Tupac Shakur and who killed him. I remember that. But you guys remember, I don't remember the stations that they were on, but they always used to come on, and I think it was like, if you guys remember old cable, like, remember the channels, like, for the good shit was like between 34 and 37, I think that was like BET, MTV, VH1, and then you had, like 45 to 47 was Disney, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network. So, yeah, but, I could have swore in one of those documentaries or one of those movies, like at one time they were saying they knew who killed Tupac. Like, it's always been so funny to me, but I could have swore they said they knew who did it. And it wasn't legend. They said they had locked up an officer or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be a part of the Mandela effect. But I was born with a photogenic memory. So it's not just photogenic. If I hear it, I see it, I feel it, or touch it. And if I scan it with my eyes and take that photo with it, then I'm going to remember it and it's going to be accurate. All right, so Tupac Shakur. Let's see what the first energies about Tupac is. I don't ever want to do a reading on him and Biggie because I'm just not interested. Like, I respect them for their craft, and yeah, they probably were the greatest. I'm just not a fan of either one of them. Like, I like the little songs. Like, I know most of the songs, like, that everybody knows, but I don't know, like, their in-between shit. And I'm somebody who's very skilled in music because my stepfather is from New York, Queens, New York. He was a DJ growing up. Of course, if I'm in my almost 30s, you know, do the math. So he was around 60s, 70s, 80s, and we met a lot of celebrities. I was put onto a lot of different music, and then you had my mother who was obsessed with music. I knew all the in-between shit, all the house music, all the DJs like Funk Master Flex. I know it all. Like shit that a lot of you kids or people who think you know music wouldn't even know. I know, like, back in the day when they used to call them one-hit wonders, the CC Penistons and the Lisa Lisas and the fuck, who was the one girl I like? Shantae Moore, Shantae Savage, so it's so many. Evelyn Champagne. And some of them were mainstream, but I'm just, you know, you get my point. I know a lot of them. Like, some of you guys would be so shocked at a lot of the shit I know, but I'm very skilled in my, I'm very versed in the music I listen to and what I know, and I'm very much stuck in the old school music because that's what I grew up on. So I know good music. I used to sing it one time and was really good at it. I kind of fucked my voice up a little bit. I do want to get back into singing soon. Had I like consistently stayed in like theater and stuff like I wanted to, my voice would still be somewhat decent. But since I just been smoking for years and I just sing for fun and stuff, it's just not at the level where I want it to be. But I definitely would like to get back into like showbiz and do some stuff for fun, maybe. Not as a dream like I used to anymore, because spirituality is where my heart is. All right, I'm fuck up the energy with these cards. Uh-oh, it's funny. The first card it's trying to flip out, look at this, you guys, is revenge for Tupac. Ooh. Okay. Okay. And I remember Sloan Bella, if I'm correct, I don't remember if she was talking about Biggie or Tupac. She did both of them. But when she was talking about the reading, she had talked about kind of how, like, everybody always talks about men or, like, the government and who they're connected to, but nobody ever talks about them actually being set up by women or actually being killed by women. And I think it's a possibility that Tupac or Biggie were killed by women. And maybe that's why you can't find them. And if they weren't killed by them, maybe the hit was sent out by a woman. Especially with Biggie, because apparently Biggie, we know the shit with Lil' Kim, but apparently he used to dog women out. And Tupac maybe a little bit too, but not as much, it doesn't seem like, because from what we're gathering in the spiritual world, what we learned is that what we saw Tupac as was a facade. And from what people are saying, like, Tupac was like, you know, a regular old Joe, like the first half of his life in the industry, and then like the second half is when he kind of got a little bit more aggressive. I think after he got shot and shit, but like, I don't think he was faking. I think he definitely was a gangster, but like, he wasn't as scary as people thought. Like, he just wasn't, from what I'm gathering from interviews and people, and then what I pick up spiritually. Like, it just wasn't like that. Biggie was probably a little bit more hardcore, actually, especially because he's from the East Coast. Well, so was Tupac in a sense, because they're from Baltimore. But that just brings me to Jada Pinkett. And I remember in the video when Sloan Bella was doing the reading, if she was talking about Tupac, she was talking about a female that this person was dating or may have been involved with, and she was like, I could never figure out. And she was like, this lady, whoever she is, she was like, the actress has very short hair, but she gives the facade of like having long hair or different lengths of hair. But the way she said it, she didn't say it like it was a wig or something. She just made it seem like, you know, this person may have wore this hairstyle for years where you think her hair's on her back, but the bitch really ain't got no hair. And I was like, ooh, is she talking about Jada? And then to find out that Jada and Tupac had something, you know, kind of going on, and she actually wanted to be with him, I was like, well, maybe Jada got him killed. But I was like, nah, she wouldn't have had him killed. I was like, if anything, she would have had Will Smith killed, because it's evident she doesn't want to be with him, or she didn't. Which I want to say, you guys are being way too hard on Jada. Like, fuck y'all. But, no, Will Smith could have had him killed. That would make sense. But, I thought for a moment, I don't think so. Anyway, let me just do it, you guys. Let me just see. Tupac. Make sure I don't drop the cards. All right, Tupac Shakur, Tupac Shakur, Tupac Shakur, Tupac Shakur, Tupac Shakur, Tupac Shakur, hoping the phone don't fall. It's sitting on the thing. It's sitting on a Coke bottle. So the first card is generosity. Exhaustion. I should have wrote down the definition of some of these words. They got a couple of big ones in there I never really used or heard. I'm not even going to front. And I've got a good vocabulary. Resourcefulness. Idealism. Power. Health. Flirtation. Achievement. Fair. See, I don't know the whole Jada and Will Smith. At least that's who we know now that but we know now that there was some kind of like lost love connection. So the fact that I just told that story, it might be something to it. And there might have been something deeper going on between Jada and Tupac. Because it seems like if we're taking out the questions and one and just pulling the cards and finding the energy, it seems like Tupac is already telling us that that some of the events leading up to his death had to do with a female. And of course, we know regardless of who did it, power played a big part in it. We have resourcefulness, we have generosity. I think these are some of the attributes that people either didn't know or did know about Tupac that he's coming through and trying to tell us. See? Friendship. Ooh. Harmony. Yeah, he's talking about, you guys, he is talking about Jada Pinkett right now. He just kind of whispered to me. He's talking about Jada Pinkett. So this was deeper. These people, what she's conveyed, you know, they really were friends and they were actually very tight. And if they were still around today, they might be married or whatever, or might not. But what I can tell you is that they would still be friends. They were very close and loved each other. And he's acknowledging that when him and Jada came together, it was like so right. It was like the stars aligned. And not just in a loving way. It's just like their energy. Like if they had to produce something or did something together creatively or just something in life, it would have just worked out well, because when the energies came together, their natural energies, their divine energies, their gifts, it was just the bomb. And you see that all through here. And this is all allegedly, but I do think that Jada Pinkett knows who killed him, or she's got a hunch, and I do think that there was something going on with her at the end of his life. Now, which is leading me to think that Will Smith knows something deeper too. Good thing is, it's not dark energy on the table with him. Extremism. All right, let's shuffle. All right, Tupac Shakur, why were you killed? Why were you killed, Tupac? Who killed you and why were you killed? Tupac, who killed you? And why were you killed? We can't really figure out who killed him with these type of cards, the oracles, but so why were you killed, Tupac? Why were you killed, Tupac? Shit, these cards. Tupac, why were you killed? And who killed you? Was it power? Was it money? Was it just jealousy? Was it divine timing? Was it just really your time to go? Were you really connected to a higher government? Were you a government implant? Or a government plant? Alright, so Tupac's death. Woo! I knew it, you guys. I fucking knew it. Let me shuffle. I'm gonna set it back up. Tupac, why were you killed? Who killed you? Why were you killed? If it was the government, Tupac, you can actually talk to these cards and tell us it was higher powers or like the government. I think we got some government cards on here. Tupac, tell me when to stop. Not right. Appreciation, negotiation, authority. Uh-oh. And that is Mars and Virgo. Uh-oh, who's the Virgo? I feel like I heard about a Virgo with on Biggie's side. Companionship, patience, innovation, defense, originality. Oh, okay. The principle. Criticism. Oh, shit. Manipulation. Acquisition. There's our money card. Ostentation. Inheritance. All right, so I heard a psychic recently say that they believe, they were talking about 360 deals and how a lot of these companies, which a lot of us probably didn't know, was that a lot of these companies take out insurance policies on their artists and make themselves, or either the artist, whatever that word is, where like you're like the guardian, not the guardian, but you're like head of whatever, or you're the person that the money comes to, whatever, the beneficiary. If he's answering the question, because these cards were kind of funny for this layout. I feel like, huh? Because it started out with appreciation. What I get for that, especially because I see the flowers, I feel like he's conveying to us that even in death, he is still being appreciated for his music and his creativity, and his flowers are still being given, and he actually acknowledges that, and he's very happy about that. I do think that some of the stuff that we heard in the rumors, I think his creativity did play a part of his death, you guys. For what we're seeing in these cards, it looks like, yeah, his creativity did play a part in his death. It seems like in the cards right now that some people liked it and some people didn't. He's letting us know that there's nobody like him, and at that time there was nobody like him, and wasn't nobody writing his shit. He was not a fake. This was originality to the fullest, and this was his authentic self. I'm just going back to the cards. Authority, inheritance. Okay, so it looks like somebody was towards the end of his life trying to manipulate what he was putting out as far as his music and the direction that he was going. What I'm also picking up is that I feel like there was somebody around him who was manipulating a lot of the drama that we were seeing with him and Biggie, as most of us have figured out now with all these years of him being gone, that a lot of that shit was not what it was. And remember, you guys, I'm clear audience, so I hear the spirit. He's letting me know that he's actually bringing up Suge Knight, but when he talks about Suge Knight, he says that Suge Knight was trying to manipulate him, but he says that it came from a higher power to Suge Knight. So Suge Knight talked to his boss and that he was trying to plant the seed, but Tupac was smarter than that. He loves I never got the name that quick. Suge Knight. He still likes Suge Knight, which leads me to believe that he did not have him killed, but he does know who killed him, or he has an idea. Definitely somebody had an insurance claim on Tupac. So he definitely died for money and power. Just him dying without that contract, it wouldn't have been worth it. But whatever type of contract they had on him for him to be killed was really big, and they got a big payout. It also seems like he was working on something really big before he died, and I feel like the project that he was working on also played a part in him getting killed, which I've heard this before as well. It seems like there was a direction that certain people wanted him to go in, and he didn't want to go that way. But it also feels like the direction that he had did in the past, he didn't want to do that anymore either. Whatever he was working on, because we had an innovation card, was going to be deep and it was going to be big, but it was going to change a lot of different things. And we had a defense card. It seems like he had to defend his work to certain people, and he wasn't playing with it. He was like, "This is my fucking art. I'm standing for it. I don't care what you think, and it's going to be good." You know. I'll say this. I believe Tupac also died for the greater good of the belief system of the people that he was around. So the establishment, I feel like in Tupac's death, what he has learned and what he's trying to explain to me and convey is that he understands now that his death was just bigger, which we know that down here, but he understands now that his death was just bigger than them, just like, than just a sacrifice and somebody wanting money and power and to, like, take all that. His sacrifice and his death, allegedly, was, like I said, for the greater good, and it's a whole system behind it, and the people who took him out, this is what they believe, and they did it for a reason. And he's making me feel like it was always going to be this way. If it wasn't that year, it would have been the next year, but they were always going to. They knew they were going to kill him when he was still younger. So he is letting me know that he was an industry plant, but not in the way that we're thinking. He didn't always know this. He does say that his father, and I can see his father clear as day, but I don't know the guy's name. His father did work for a form of the government. I see like lots of paperwork with his father, and I feel like his father was not the big guy. His father was like the sidekick to the big guy, but still a powerful man. There's not just one reason why Tupac died. Tupac died from stuff that he did. He also died because his numbers added up right. He was always going to be the sacrifice for the greater good, is what I'm picking up. And not just one person played a part in this death. There's a lot of people that were in on this death. It's not as vicious as it looks, though. It doesn't feel like it's dark energy. That's why I'm picking up to, like, the reason why it was sacrificed just gives me something like if you were dealing with a cult that was into, like, human sacrifice, and every 10 years they did it, and if you got chose, it just was what it was. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it just was what it was, and you were the one who had to go. And that's what it feels like with him. It just feels like that's just what it was. And I feel like he was starting to learn stuff towards the end of his death. He just didn't catch up quick enough as far as the way they played their game. Yeah. We might do a part 2. I kind of like his energy. It's very calming and soothing. You know, he's had a long time to elevate on the other side as well, too. So let's see. Tupac. This is going to be part 1. I'm going to do part 2, you guys. I know I kind of went to the left with it, and I had certain questions that aren't being answered the way I wanted them to, but I'm just going to let him guide me. So, Tupac. I'm going to pull a couple more cards, and I'm going to let you go. I want to thank you for coming, Tupac. I actually like your energy. No disrespect, like I said, I don't listen to you like that. But I know some of your songs, and it seems like you were very creative, and if people say you're a genius, and I guess you are. Alright, so let's see. What was the energy surrounding Tupac the last 90 days before he died? So, yeah. 90 days before he died. What energy and state of mind was he in? Excuse me. Endurance. Indecision. Uh-oh. Flirtation. See, I'm telling you guys, I don't know if he was with Jada, but he was involved with somebody behind the scenes. And the fact that it's coming out through the cards gives me the energy and makes me feel like he wasn't supposed to be with this person. Either they were with somebody else, or it was frowned upon, or maybe it was just like taboo. But it feels like he was not supposed to be with this person. So maybe both of them had somebody, but he was with somebody. And this girl, they were in love. Oh, sorry. Extremism. Originality. Okay, so he's, like I said, he was working on something. Power. And you see he has this indecision. He's making me feel like a lot of stars, like, it's making me feel like they brought him the blood contract. Or I feel like he already had signed the contract, but it's making me feel like they proposed a really big contract to him with a lot of money for this new project. And he was at a crossroads about it. And we see the endurance card, and I feel like the endurance card is talking about him being shot and all the other shit in the industry that we will never know that he went through because we're not in the industry. He had already been through so much. And yes, yeah, there was a contract. I don't know if this was his oath or his blood oath that, you know, they quote unquote be talking about where he signed in blood. But there was something offered to him, and he was at a crossroads about it. But they were, you know, trying to gas him up, like, you're gonna have this, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be on top of the world, you're gonna be, from 10 years now, you're gonna be the king of rap, da da da. And he was at an indecision about it. I feel like he didn't sign, and that's part of the reason why he got killed too. Like, I'm telling you guys, whatever this last project was, and whatever direction he was going in, is what is played a big part in him getting killed. And there's a contract attached to it as well. Publicity. Discrimination. Ooh. That's interesting. Domination. And look at that card. See what I'm talking about? See what, like I said, I feel like everybody thinks he already signed. I feel like everybody, because they see everybody in the industry, when they first see him come on, even if they come on and they're just the bomb from the get-go, they always swear that they've already signed the deal. I don't think everybody just comes in and directly signs the deal. I think some of them are in the industry for even 2 or 3 decades before they signed their ultimate deal. That deal. You know, that deal. You know what I'm saying? That deal. And see how I thought this card was so funny anyway. It's so gay looking. Like, look at these two niggas. Like, he's trying, you know, it looks like he's trying to do. I feel like he's trying to let us know from the get-go. Like I said, where was he at in the last day of his mind? Either he was getting down and doing some dirty shit, or like I said, they proposed a deal and they were telling him, you know, the pros and cons of it and what you had to do to obtain this power. I'm telling you, bruh. He was going back and forth, like, can I really lay down and do this shit? Like, domination. It almost makes you feel like, when you look at the card too, like, did somebody do something to Tupac? Was he sexually assaulted? Wait, how long before he died did that rape shit come out with that girl? Because it's funny, we had this card, and then we had the publicity card, and we had the discrimination card. And was the girl black or white? I think she was black. But maybe he's talking about that too, in that situation. And how they were lying and discriminating against him birth. I feel like another psychic has said this too, that he's got another child out there. Did he have any kids at all? Huh. I think there's a hidden child out there. Yeah, a girl. Organization. See what I'm saying? He was getting this shit together. Riches. See, told you guys. It was a fucking deal on the table, you guys. I told you. There was some big money offered to him, and you already saw the domination card. He was getting ready to go through the rituals. He had been trying to get around it, because a lot of niggas in the industry try to walk around it. I always talk about Tamar Braxton. She's a star who's tried to go around them rituals, and they fuck your ass up, and it's got her in a lot of trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. Harmony. Submission. Look at these cards, bruh. They were trying to sit him in that chair. They were trying to put him to programming. Flattery. And look at the guy's head, how it's split and it's 2 heads. Flattery. See what I'm saying? They were trying to sell him the fucking dream, bruh. He was going in a new direction. I don't know if he... I feel like a lot of people say that he was going in a new direction on his own. It's almost making me feel like the industry was with him on this new direction. Like, they were all coming together to go in this new direction. But there were certain things he would not do. Resistance. See? The resistance card. He was resistant about... He may have signed the deal. And they still were just like, maybe every time the deal, he just not keeping his word. Achievement. Well, he achieved something with it. I think we got the card twice. Restlessness. Whatever was on his mind towards the last, because this is for the last 90 days before he died. The last 90 days he was alive was fucking him out. He was not getting any sleep. It was on his mind heavy. Caution. Uh-oh. Two more, you guys. Protection. So the ancestors were forewarning him about something, and I don't just think it was his death. Affair. Independence. Isn't that funny? Going independent. Isolation. Was Tupac getting ready to release something and then go hide out for a minute? And then the fact that we just got the isolation card towards the end. Was Tupac claiming his death? Isolation. He's now in Cuba isolated. We're going to leave it at there, you guys. This is very interesting. I think I'm going to do a part 2 on Tupac. I actually like his energy. I do. And I think a lot can come out of it. And I don't think there's just one answer. Like I said, I'm starting to believe people when some of the psychics say, like, he just died for this one thing. Because I believe I've heard that before, too. But this was my reading on Tupac Shakur. Like I said, I don't really listen to his music like that. I wasn't a really big fan. I'm just keeping it real. And I'll try to do my best. You guys, I was just really bored. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to book a reading, email me at milanmason2015 at gmail.com. That's MILANMASON 2015 at gmail.com. And I look forward to seeing you guys. Of course, subscribe, leave a comment below. And if you have a celebrity or somebody who's passed or still living that you want me to read on, or if you want to read this yourself and you want it to be live, then hit me up and I'll do it. Love you guys. Bye.